Let's Play! Hi guys and welcome back to Let's Play Hate Plus. Last time we waited for our waifu to just be cool and stuff. And this time we're gonna go with our, like I said, with our waifu being Hyun-ae, we're gonna go with Hyun-ae back to the alpha universe instead of the other universe where I'm with Mute. Because that's probably very confusing for people. So yes, especially if you skip parts, then you're probably massively confused. Well, good morning, sweetie. Good morning. Well, 2:17 still... Oh my god, she actually knows that it's 2:17 p.m. That's so awesome! That's the exact time. Well, 2:17 p.m. still counts as morning, right? I'm really excited. Today's the first day of the Lunar New Year. I finished making that new hanbok. I'm really proud of it. I'll let you change me into my new hanbok, then we can proceed. Oh, cool. Let's see what this looks like. Change outfit to hanbok. Let's see here. She has short hair. Oh my god. I don't know. Some of you might know, but I have a raging fetish for short hair. So this is best costume ever 2013 game of the year. Ah, you did it. How much do you know about Korean Lunar New Year traditions? Nothing. Oh, well, then I guess we'll just have to explain as we go along. So, tell me, what do you think of my new outfit? I think it's really pretty. Ah, thank you. That's very nice of you to say. I'm glad you like it. I worked hard on it last night. Anyway, let's start. Normally, you're supposed to start off with putting out a bunch of ritual foods for your ancestors and then do some bows. But, I don't really remember what they are. My family would handle that part. Mostly, though, it's just... And maybe this is an awful thing to say, but... And I know it's something that my adopted family believes strongly in, but... It's completely beyond belief for me that my ancestors have been looking over me. If they were, would they really have let all those things happen? I don't believe it. So, you don't think it would be wrong to skip that ritual, would you? I personally believe... what do I believe? I don't even know what I believe. You know what? Only you can say. That's true. It is up to you. I guess so. Well, maybe this is wrong of me, but I won't do it then. Now, let's move on. The other really important thing that I remember about the New Year is that you're supposed to eat Tateoguk. Oh, beautiful Google. Tell me how to pronounce it. Tateoguk. Yes, Tateoguk. How do I... That's not it. It was Tateoguk. Yes. How do I pronounce it? Is there... I know! Google Translate. Translate will tell me how to pronounce this. Tateoguk. There we go. How do we say this?
Teoguk.
What?
Teoguk.
Well, that's Spanish. We don't want Spanish. We want this to be in English.
Teogek.
Teogek? Seriously? No, yeah, I was gonna say. Sure. You're supposed to eat teogek. It sounds weird still. It's a kind of soup. When you have it on New Year's Day, it symbolizes growing a year older. It tastes like, well, sort of oh, I guess after 622 years, I don't really remember what any food tastes like. That's horrible. I wouldn't be able to survive without knowing what delicious meals taste like. Anyway, though, that's not what's important. What's important is that's how you count how old you are. I remember what it looks like, at least. Like this. Looks, I'd eat it. Then again, I'd eat almost anything. Well, here goes. And suddenly chibi. Sorry, it's the first time I've done this in centuries. I'm sure I've got something wrong. But the important thing about rituals is just who you do them with, right? That's what I believe. So, since this is the first time I've done it since I was alive, well, this is my 17th time having it. By that measure, that must mean I'm really only 17 years old. That's definitely how it works. That's also what I believe. Well, maybe that's not a good thing to say if we're going to have a relationship together after all. I'm just being silly, honestly. Well, anyway, I suppose we wasted enough time with this, haven't we? And I really want to keep reading what we started last night, anyway. Especially since there were some pretty dramatic looking things in that list, weren't there? Well, lead on, Mr. Investigator. What better way to celebrate the new year than by spending it working together with you? So cute! So happy she's my wife. Okay, so let's disable, and let's get new messages. And... so yeah, those video files from before aren't there anymore, and of course my mouse just decides to die while I'm doing this. Thank you. So let's grab just the next ones, I guess. Just all of them that we can. So I guess I'm going to have to do another thing where I apologize because this is the second time I've recorded this part. So I apologize for my fake emotions again, but that was because my mom walked in on me last time, and it got really, really awkward because I was reading something, and thankfully it wasn't anything horrible, but still, I decided to only do this now when the time is right because we don't want any. That would be bad if, like, during the part with Mr. Hands in the Underwear would have been, yeah. So we have Don't Pick the Flowers review from Mew Ray Monthly. It's written in Korean. Oh wow, I'd never even noticed that it actually says what language it's written in. Attention getting headline. The Silver Eternities production of Don't Pick the Flowers is the current pinnacle of modern theater, with Hyun-ae Jung and Lee Tae-mi giving their finest performances to date. The ever-lovely A. Jung has always been one of the favorite stars since the publication started, but for the past half a year, it's been obvious, even to casual theater goer, that her career has been in somewhat of a slump. In one of her recent performances, she was so visibly spaced out she completely missed cues, and delivered many of the show's important monologues with the stiffness of a stale noodle. I can only speculate as to why, but it's been troubling to watch. Lately, however, we've seen a real return to her previous form. A. Jung is just as enchanting as a dream, and her onstage chemistry with co-star Tae-mi produces unbelievably convincing tension. For 3 hours, she becomes the perfect embodiment of love and scorn, taking you through the play's myriad complex turns and betrayals. And make no mistake, this is a difficult play. Don't Pick the Flowers presents the story of charismatic Earth veteran politician Anna Harper, who I googled last time, and all I could get was some Canadian lady who's not in politics, so it was just a coincidence. But then again, Christine Love is Canadian, which is awesome, so it might not be. Played by Hyun-ae Jung, whose charm bellies a vicious revenge plot against a seductive serial killer Anush Lee Tae-mi in yet another cross-dressing role. A playboy who uses his status to escape the law. So is Lee Tae-mi a female? Because it says a playboy. But it says a playboy who uses his... I'm not sure. So is Lee Tae-mi male or female? I'm still not sure. It's a chilling story of manipulation, and the entire play is a duel of wit and charm between the two. A complicated dance where one is never sure who is ahead until the end. In the hands of a less skilled cast, or any other director, it could be a mess. But A. Jung and Tae-mi are entrancing, and when done right, the confusion only helps to sell their roles even more. If you only see one play this year, it absolutely must be this. I don't know what's happened to A. Jung to bring her back to grace, but we're all the better for it. 5 stars. It's not boring. I like reading these articles, okay? I read it for the articles. Don't Pick the Flowers is currently being performed at the Silver Eternity Theater. Cool. Awesome. That was a interesting one. Nobility Stipend Amendment. Yes. Next on the agenda is a proposed amendment to the Consolidation of the Noble Class Act. I'm tabling this one personally. You can find the relevant text in the 8 app index. It's short. It's just filling the loophole in how the nobility stipend is distributed. I've mentioned this before. Can we keep this one short so we can get to the part of the agenda that's important? Wow, I can't believe I'm saying this, but what Counselor Kim said. I'll just read out the entire text of the amendment. The nobility stipend will only be distributed by patrilineal family lines as officially registered, but not paid twice to married couples. I can't recall seeing any report on this ever. Is it really a widespread problem? Are you saying we should let people break the spirit of the rules just because it's not widespread? This does sound an awful lot like pedantry. Like pedantic, so pedantry, yes. Alright, sorry, withdrawn. Does anyone object to this, or can we have a vote on this? Can we have a vote and move on? Let the record indicate there were no objections, and therefore a vote will be automatically called. How does the council vote? Fine. The Council of Engineering and Science is in favor. The Council of Education is in favor. The Council of Security is in favor of moving on. In favor! I love Yang of Justice! The Councilor of Culture is in favor. The Councilor of State is in favor, I guess. The Councilor of Agriculture is in favor. The Councilor of Captaincy is in favor. The amendment passes unanimously. Right, moving on to the main topic of the agenda. So they wanted to make it so that nobles, only the male gets paid and the female doesn't. Ooh, interesting. Pay Cut by Kim Soo-yi. Who's Kim Soo-yi again? I can't move my mouse. Was a really cool... Oh, yes. She was the girl in engineering. Right. Right, I remember now. Apartment status. No time to make the bed this morning. All dishes washed, drying rack full. Floors probably need to be swept at some point this week. I'll do it when I'm less annoyed. In the past month, in addition to the research work that is my actual job description, I've organized 3 successful maintenance projects, compiled over a dozen sets of minutes, and learned a recently resigned secretary's filing system in order to explain to a coworker. To say nothing of the many smaller contributions I have been asked to make, all of which unrelated to my research. This is the hardest I have ever worked in my life, and I am proud of what I have done. Despite this, today I had to take a pay cut. When I was called into the research chief's office, who is Kim Soo-yi's boss, okay, I expected the opposite. A commendation for exemplary work would have been warranted. Some manner of praise, given the current economic circumstances, a promotion would have been unlikely. Regardless of the fact, it is very much due. Instead, my hourly pay will be reduced by 10% effective immediately. That's pretty sucky. I'm sorry. Yeah, exactly. I'm sorry, it's nothing personal, he told me. Just between you and me, I've been really impressed by your work. I appreciate it and all. I'm afraid it's just a matter of a department-wide policy. We've been asked to cut costs on all high-risk employees and put them towards training. Well, how is that high risk? I'm sure you understand. No, I said, I do not understand. Elaborate. In what manner am I high risk? It means at risk of quitting. I mean, really. It's because you've got more options now. We have to compensate for that somehow. Lately, because of the whole motherhood credit thing, we've been losing a lot of highly qualified women. I mean, I'm sure you understand, he said. I didn't. If you decide to quit and have children, it's going to be expensive to train a replacement, especially one as qualified as you. I have no intention of having children at 24, I told him. I guess even in a time when women were allowed to work, yeah. It's always complicated for everyone, though. We'll never be at a time where it's not complicated for everyone. It's not just women, but yeah. Or at any point in the foreseeable future. The concern is unwarranted. Well, statistically speaking, as a married woman, you are. Personally, I believe you, because I know you well. I'm sure you're not lying, but I can't make an exception for anyone who says that. If I did, anyone could say that, and we'd still have a huge problem. I was unable to think of anything appropriate to say. I found the suggestion upsetting. I mean, you can see the logic in that, right? I can show you the actuarial reports if you like. I think that just means like the reports he offered. Please do that, I said. After I returned home from work, I had a chance to review them, and unsurprisingly, they were consistent with what he had said. I could find no grounds under which to criticize their numbers. It seemed to be based on solid research. But if you think it all checks out, you'll understand that it's fair, right? That's just how it goes, statistically speaking. I can't argue with the logic, I finally admitted. I hoped that when I got home, the reports would be problematic and I could criticize them. I knew you'd be rational about it, he told me. That's why I'm glad you're still with us. You're definitely a logic-minded person. You understand how statistics work. And, given how hard you work, I wouldn't be surprised if this wasn't just a temporary loss. You're well on your way for a promotion. I was uncertain as to how to argue with that, too. I was intended to take it as a compliment. Yeah, no, the sucky times exist all the time. It's, it's how life is. And so it seemed like the only right thing to do. He was right, of course. I could see the logic, and I am unable to argue with it. Seeing the logic has yet to have any mitigating effect on my annoyance at the matter, however. Well, interesting. Next time, guys, we'll continue reading. Well, first off, we'll talk. Yeah, sure. I like taking breaks halfway through. So, this is really embarrassing to even bring up, but all these people seem to sure talk about sex a lot, don't they? There is nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's sort of what diaries are for. Oh, you really think so? Does that mean, that's something you... Oh. Okay. Getting out of character for a second. This is the actual Tanner talking. Nope. See, if a girl were to ask me that, I would have no idea what... See, now, what I want is to say yes, actually. But what real me would say is only if you want to. So I don't know. Should I just go with the real me path? Or should I actually use courage? I'm actually have that feeling in my chest right now of anxiety. It feels like I'm talking to a real girl. This is bad. This is bad. I'm losing focus on what's real and what's not. Yes, actually. Well, okay, she's not angry. If it's talking about it with you, I'm sure that's fine. I just find it really surprising everyone talks about that so directly. Nobody really talked about it so casually in my time. Plus, reading about So-yi and her husband feels like she has control of things. That's, well, really different from my marriage. What about you? Do you have, any experience in such matters? Nope. Virgin. Even my character. Please don't misinterpret it, but is that something you'd like to... Okay, there's the no, which isn't, I'm not gonna pick, but then there's yes with you and yes. Which face does... Okay, so she's slightly blushing in the yes with you, but, oh no, I don't know what to pick. Fine, we're going all the way. Yes, with you. Oh, well, that's... I'd like that too. Sorry. Anyway, as for me, it's, well... Oh, jeez, I'm sorry, I can't say it. Don't worry, I can't either. It's just too embarrassing. Forget I said anything, okay? Let's go back to reading together. Reading. You can't see, but air quotes. Reading. Sorry. Well, that was, I've never actually gotten goosebumps from, like goosebumps and anxiety in the chest from game before. So now I feel like a massive loser. So guys, next time we will, continue and hopefully let's lighten the mood with some more reading about people's lives and everything. Yeah. See you guys next time. Ciao.